Good morning, level ones. Mrs. Jennings here. Just telling all the level ones in Mrs. Marshall's class, my classes, and also Mrs. Maria's classes, letting you know what we've planned, the three of us teachers, to try and get you back learning again and getting the most amount of credits that you can this term. So here's our plan. By the end of the term, if we work hard, we should gain 10 credits. You can do most of this work both at school and at home. We'll concentrate on you finishing your personal responses. Then later, we'll do the ads, the visual text that we started and were interrupted with the COVID at the end of last term. The other thing you'll be doing too, and this is going to be a compulsory one, is you're going to construct and deliver an oral text. Don't worry too much about that. Don't panic. You don't have to do it in front of a live audience. You can record yourself discussing something. So we can talk more about that later. So we're sharing with you this morning a week by week plan. The first couple of weeks is going to be a catch up. So you'll finish, if you can, as much of the 90854, the developed personal responses. You'll finish reading the wave, either in the electronic version, you can keep going with that, or the hard copies. Now we're back at school, but we ask you not to take them home yet because we don't have enough for each person. We'll also revise all those film features that we learnt with the ads, just to remind you about all that. So that's going to be for the first couple of weeks, okay? So you'll come in, you'll do a little bit of a quiz or so on film features. You'll then go on with your reading of the wave or begin it if you haven't. You can look at some of the slides we put up there too about the history behind the wave, about the Nazi movement, and you complete your 90854. So it's very important that you bring in Chromebooks or computers if you have them, please. You're going to need them. Now, looking down here in week 8, June the 2nd, we'll start the close viewing assessment on the ads that you've already been really well prepared for last term. The reason we don't start it straight off is that we're still allowing people who might have to filter back to school because they might be compromised or something's happening at home. So we'll start that on the 3rd week, but we'll be preparing for it, as I said, from Monday or Tuesday. So we'll do that for a couple of weeks. You'll have your close viewing assessment. It can be completed both in the classroom and at home, so you'll be doing that for homework as well to make sure you get up to the best marks you possibly can. Looking at week 10, 11, that's when we're going to focus on you either finalising or constructing and delivering your oral text. That's a 3-minute talk about something. Now you can record it as I'm doing here on something called Screencast. Castify. So it's free. It will take you through that. That's one way that you can do it. The other thing you might want to start to think about is, as we've said before many times, is that you can give us a talk about one of the reading responses, something that you've read or you've watched, and instead of having to write the reading response, you can discuss it. So we'll talk more about that with you in class. Then the last week, we'll look at going back to your language work, the revision of all the unfamiliar text features that you did really well during the lockdown. We'll give you a resubmission opportunity for the close viewing if you need it. See if we can complete 90854 because we've had quite a while doing that. Or completing your oral text. So the last week's a bit of a roundup for you. So have a look through this, see if you have any questions, and you can ask your teachers on Monday or Tuesday. Over here, you'll notice there's another column for you. So what we'd like you to do is make your own copy of this plan, and down here, because you're going to reshare this with your teachers next week or so. Start to write down what your goals are. For example, you might think, oh, okay, I've got to make sure I'm going to have 2 reading responses finished that week, and I'm just going to read 1 chapter of The Wave. So you're going to share this with your teachers next week as you revise your plan, you think about it. Okay, so good luck for everybody. I'm sure Monday will be a lovely catch-up day for you and your teachers, so we're not going to go too hard that day. We'd like to get to know you again and find out what you've been doing over all the lockdown period. And from Tuesday or so, that's when we start it all up again. Okay, we really look forward to seeing you on Monday. Okay, bye everybody. Have a good rest of the weekend.